All right, everybody, I want to talk about the need to be measurable. So this is picking on senior leaders. Their heart's in the right place, but they tend to talk in unmeasurable terms when they give their vision. And one of the things I say when I'm dealing with people and their vision is, if you cannot say it at home, why do you think it will work in the workplace? If you're a senior executive and you have an idea such as bring your A game, this is one that one of my clients had for the beginning of a year. So, the new year's coming up, unfortunately, and you want to tell your staff to bring their A game this year. What I'm arguing is that it's a completely useless statement because it is unmeasurable. Now, your heart's in the right place. I understand you're trying to drive some change. But just saying that to your employees is not going to get anything to happen for two reasons. One group's going to think they already do it. And then two, they're going to say you must be talking about somebody else. So all of you watching the video, I'd love for you to go home tonight, gather the family around and say, for the rest of the year as a family, we're going to bring our A game. And then I just want you to walk away. And what's going to happen is your spouse or your partner or your kids, they're going to look at you and say, what on earth are you talking about? Your employees think the same thing, but they just don't tell you. So if it doesn't work at home, it doesn't work at work. And I've heard executives say stuff like bring your A game. That was one. Another one was double is doable. And I even told that executive, I said, I don't think your employees know what you're talking about. And he said, oh yeah, they do. So I asked him what he was talking about. Then I went around the office that day and interviewed about 20, I can't remember the exact number, employees. Not one of them said what he was talking about. So he agreed with me at this point that this was, in both of these cases, an opinion. It's the same thing. Go home tonight and say we're going to be the best family on the block. You're off the hook. It's not measurable. You'll probably get an eye roll from your kids, especially if they're teenagers. But none of what anybody's saying here is measurable. So, because I believe your heart's in the right place, one of the things we did at GE when I used to work there that was very good is we studied change. We studied what made change happen. And one of the things we found is employees react to behavioral, I probably can't even spell today, behavioral statements. All right, behavioral statements. So let's try this. Bring your A game as a vision. So I'm going to use the tree diagram. All right, bring your A game. And I'm just going to drill down on that and make sure that I have measurable terms. So for example, if we bring our A game, you would be on time for meetings. As a company, you would be on time for meetings. Let's see, what else? You would provide work when promised. So if we're bringing our A game, if you tell somebody you're going to have something done on Tuesday, you would have it done on Tuesday. And maybe we'll add some. If not, you would alert. Right? Even that, alert within what? Within 24 hours? Within 3 business days? Right? So, and by the way, a tree diagram, you don't stop until it becomes measurable. So that's why I did that there. Just saying we will alert, you're off the hook. It's an opinion. I've made it measurable by defining this. Now, one of the things you could do as an executive is you could say, this year I want to bring our A game as a company, and then you could ask employees to define what their A game was. Let's try another one. You want to be the best family on the block. All right, how's that measurable? Well, dinner is served by 6 p.m. every night. I'm not saying who made it. All right, let's try a few other things that are measurable. Lawn cut every Saturday by 12, okay? Clearly in the months where grass cutting. Beds made every morning. And of course, any parent knows we have to define what made beds look like. But again, the takeaway here for senior leaders is, it's nothing wrong with having a vision, but don't think things are going to change by saying these silly opinion data statements. Take the opinion data, all right, and make it measurable. And as I said, create behavioral statements that people would see and know that they've completed. All right, off to it.